Alrighty, Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. No complaints this morning. It looks like it's all working. I'll even say hi. Hi. There we go. So let's hear if there's some sound. There you go. I hear a sound too. So all is good. A little fuzzy as usual, but I know that the video is so much better. Let's see. What do we got going on this morning? My answer to okay, cool. Alrighty. We're starting off with the dollar index this morning as usual because we kind of start off with currencies, but we're pretty descriptive of understanding the whole global market in general. So we've talked about fundamentals here versus technical analysis, that type of thing. We do that a lot, and we live and die on that mountain, on that hill of technical analysis. Obviously, it's ahead of the curve 9 out of 10 times. So as far as at least the way we follow it is. And you can see here this morning a little weakness in the dollar, nothing major. You can see for those who remember or understand our mathematics, watching our algorithm, let's say, we'll go like that, move that over, try to line it up right underneath it like that. This is just our new beta platform. Anybody cares to have a play, utilize it for a little bit, a couple weeks for free, just contact us at Chicago Quant Technologies right there. And you can get it for free. Talk to Robin. Robin will take care of you. All right. We have the spreadsheet in the middle there. You can see that. We put that spreadsheet right there. And there's the dollar index. You can see it's 9 weeks in a buy and 3 days in a buy. And what are we seeing today right here? You see the little red dot. So it's trying to generate a minus. At the same time, the algorithm, you can see the algorithm is driving underneath the zero line. So we're seeing some development of some selling again. Nothing major, you got to take profits, but today and this week, what are we seeing on the weekly, which has been in a weekly buy for 9 weeks, as you can see on line 27 there on the spreadsheet. It is flirting with the weekly sell. Here we are on Thursday, and it's making a charge. It's broken the line. We suggested start watching, not start watching, but when you're watching the green slow algorithm of the weekly versus the fast algorithm of the slow is the green, the fast is the blue algorithms of the weekly signal, and you can see the standard deviation right there, what we like to call the non-linear manifold. And you can see it breaking the zero line right there. We're getting some selling. Okay, so maybe they're stepping back, maybe they're getting less paranoid. I mean, think about what's happened over the last 3 days itself. We've lost the French Parliament. They're now going to go to elections. We have, not counting, what we have is this giant over 3 million petitioning the British Parliament to have elections. Boy, are people pissed. We have, over the last 30 days, Mr. Trump winning in a landslide in the United States. All constitutionalists really looking for... People want law and order. They're tired of politicians shooting from the hip. And that's what the individual currencies represent, is that they want law and order. And so the media likes to refer to it as the right wing. I call it the law and order side of it all. They have to hide their social Marxist points of view at times. They want to pretend they're the middle, they're the norm, and obviously they're not. If they were the norm, I guess you could say the CCP or even the old CCCP, the Soviet Union, would be the currency, the world reserve currency. They would be the industrial powerhouse of the planet, and none of them are. And you can't point to any particular socialist nation that actually functions any better than Angola, basically. So over the last, weeks and months, There was buying of dollars. They were concerned. They felt like the world was upside down. But one thing they knew, and you can see here the chart again on the dollar index, you can see here the wonderful move up. Buying, buying, and buying. Even when you got red dots here, we saw, let's see, that is on the 7th of November after the great election success. We saw here on the algorithm, it did not surrender. Let's see if do I need to refresh it? Nope, I don't need to refresh it. So you can see here, see, there's the 7th right there. There's the 6th. You can see the 7th pushed down underneath a little bit, and then it just jumped back into the buy and kept you not in a short. That's for sure. You were not short. And now you can see here, we've got the weekly breaking down. We've got the daily algorithm breaking down. And we see a red dot on the chart itself. So we're seeing some real selling. It looks like some real selling. We'll see. We'll see how it closes there on Friday, and we'll see if we get into a weekly sell, and see if we're in a daily sell, and we may start to see some weakness developing. Maybe they're not running for the hills anymore. In other words, when I say they're running from the hills, what they've been doing is they've been running to the dollar and selling all the other pairs trades, because obviously there's deep concern that if you want to make money, that's why we trade. We trade to make money. We don't just trade the trade. Basically, this was the place to be and is the place to be. And we'll see if they kind of back it off a little bit down to, say, the 106 or something like that. Just, kind of slow it down a little. Now, let's show you one of the major factors that has a great influence on currencies in general. We'll put that up on the screen. Let's look at the 10-year bond and what interest rates are deriving from it and how it's been growing, okay, or not growing. Now here in the 10-year bond right there in the United States, we can see, it has, when it goes up, when the bond price goes up, interest rates are dropping, okay? So what we had here on the 7th, they tried to pop it a little bit, fell down a little bit, adjusted. Now we know what our government's going to look like. It's been climbing up. Interest rates have been dropping, and that's what Mr. Powell started up in here. He started trying to lower official interest rates. Obviously, it didn't work. The market said, "No, we don't like what you're doing with money supply and so forth." So, no, we're gonna raise rates. That's what they did. The market raised the rates. Mr. Powell lowered the rates here, and obviously he lost and they won. And that's why he refers to them as the bond vigilantes. And we're probably seeing this across the planet because they seem to follow the world reserve currency interest rate. And so we're seeing right now interest rates are dropping overall. A little weakness here. There's weakness that day. Then it pops back up. A little weakness today. They'll find ways to pop up. I think we're, let's see, let's go into the platform itself and look. Yeah, see, this is a second week at a weekly buy. So it went into the weekly buy there, it went into the daily buy way back in here on the 15th. The 15th. And so it's been in a buy since back in here. And so, it's been, interest rates have been dropping, and our math has been saying, hey, interest rates are dropping. So, cool, huh? All right, let's go take a look at the euro. Let's go to an individual. We'll go over to an individual currency right there. And there's the euro dollar. So in other words, we're looking at the euro dollar pairs trade, which means when it's going down, it's losing against the dollar. When it turns up like that, it's gaining. Right there, it's losing against the dollar all the way down to here. It seems to have put a bottom in here. You see, we went into a sell there, a bottom in there. Jumped into a daily buy there, went pretty much nowhere. We've been in the weekly sell since up in here, and each week it confirms if it's still in a sell or in a buy. And that's how this math works. Or our technical analysis, as we would like to say. And so what we're doing is we're measuring an object floating on a fabric or a space. And it tells us where it's going to go, not where it went, where it's going to go. In other words, it's predicting. It's predicting future events. And it does a really fine job. I don't try to make it perfect. So it's a little under 9 out of 10 times it's right for the last, using it, back testing it on the euro. Well, euro only exists for I guess 20 years now. Let's see. We tried to start the euro unit in 82 or 83 at the Philadelphia Currency Exchange. And so that's 40 some odd years. 82 versus 22 would be 40 years. That's 40, and so it's 42 years. And then as time went on, they got rid of the Deutschmark and started the euro, and you got rid of the French franc and started the euro. And it was, they were slowly moving into that stage where it was going to be a united Europe, United States of Europe currency, just like the United States has a currency, the dollar, the euro. Now, obviously, they're social Marxist on some level, Europe, and unfortunately, it didn't go over as well as we were hoping for. Remember, Americans were hoping for a competitive currency so that we could remove some of ourselves as the dominant currency on the planet. We didn't mind being part of the gang and being the best, but we didn't want to be just number one and not have a number two. And so we really were hungry. The Soviet Union back then was dysfunctional, and at that point they were starting to borrow money from the Western industrial nations. Going into 84 and 85, they actually borrowed like $500 million. And it was like, oh my goodness, the communists are borrowing money from the the World Bank. What is going on here? I thought that was paradise. I thought they had it figured out. At that point in the world, 2/3 of the world were under communism. And so it was like, wow, only 20, something like at that point, I believe it was only 23% of the world was not under communism. So they were the dominant form of government in volume, but they were horrible at profits and making things and developing things. It was, not very functional. So, here we fast forward. Now we have a euro, and it's a really nice thing. And we actually have a third country that professes to want to be a world reserve currency, but they don't really have a currency. They have something called a converter or a transformer. What it does is you buy it at a fixed price set by a committee every day, kind of like the way gold used to be traded in London, the Lombard rate, the gold Lombard rate, where they had to finally get rid of it because they probably went bankrupt like all the other places in the world, like Merrill Lynch did, and Citi and Deutsche Bank, and all have all gone bankrupt basically, and are only propped up by governments at this point. Merrill Lynch got sold off altogether. They were married off to Bank of America. So I guess in some ways they'd rather be a wife than a ward of the state itself. So here you are. You got the euro trying to lift up today, and we always cheer on any good currency that will have volume, and floats relatively freely in the marketplace, and is not just a transfer type of indicator like the yuan is in China. What else can we say about that? I guess that's it. And no one seems to be asking questions or telling me, Doc, you're crazy. So let's go over to the cable. There's the cable. We're really look at that. It's jumping through the buy. I guess the euro was jumping through the buy too, wasn't it? Yeah, both of them are firming up. You can see yesterday we had a green and a red. So it's probably, it's trying to tell us some volatility is going to increase on the euro. No wonder we're seeing a weekly sell in the dollar index, eh? Hey, hey, hey. So there is cable. Cable's trying to lift up. You can see the fastest jump through the zero line already on the weekly. Let's see where it's at on the euro again. Still underneath the zero line, but at least it's through the manifold. That's good. You know, in other words, progression is progression. Moving forward is moving forward. Moving backward is moving backward. Different directions. Yes, up, down, left, right, side by side. Let's see. So from there, let's jump over to the Swiss, the great inflation fighters, and they're trapped in that little range we defined a few weeks ago. And you can see we are in weekly buys still, but you can see its fast is also meeting the zero line. You see it there, minus 0.00026. You can see the daily trying to break down. We got a red dot, and you can see it's below the zero line. So, things are gaining against the dollar. We're seeing some gain against the dollar. So, let's see now. From the Swiss, remember traders, let me stop myself, have a sip of tea, and say, we have no problem having conversation about what we do every day here. That's no problem at all. But at the same time, we would welcome anybody to ask any question. I don't. As far as I'm concerned, when it comes down to trading and money and mathematics, there are no stupid questions. There are only long or short answers. Yeah, long or short answers. That's it. But there is no stupid question when it comes to trading money and looking at the math of it. That was my break there. Thank you. Back to the webinar. All right. So from there, we will go from the Swiss. Oh, and yes, let me remind you, this is dollar Swiss, not Swiss dollar. So when it's going up, it's losing money against the dollar. When it's trying to go down, like right there, it's making money against the dollar or gaining against the dollar. From there, we'll go to Tokyo. Konnichiwa. And there we are right there. We have a second day in a buy. Let's grab one of the green lines. Let's grab that red line. We'll just turn it green. There we go. And so it went into the buy yesterday, and you can see that on the spreadsheet too. And you can get that spreadsheet for free. Just contact Robin. Again, just run over to there and call Robin and say, hey, or email him or whatever, and say, hey, I would love to get that spreadsheet from Doc for free. People have been getting it here at Ducoscopy now for over a decade. Anybody that asks, I give. Seek and you shall find. 20 years of trading, Swiss precision, Ducoscopy. So just contact the Robin at Chicago Quant Technologies, and he will send you, or I'll be sending you, this spreadsheet, but you have to communicate through him because this old Doc here just only has so much time in the day to do different things. Let's see. So there's the yen. You can see it slipped into the weekly sell last week. So it's moving down. It can feel that. Last 2 days it's popped up in a buy, maybe a little profit taking. Remember, this is the dollar yen. Since it's the dollar yen, when it's going down, it's gaining against the dollar. When it's rising, it's losing against the dollar. I don't see any questions. You could always just say hi, Doc. Nice if someone would say hi. I feel so lonely here. Me so lonely. And then we go to the great experiment. Oh, look at that. Now that we've been believing that we've been seeing some, positive action in the euro Turkish lira pairs trade solely for the fact that the euro has been weak, not Turkish lira has been strong. And sure enough, you can see it here. Yesterday, let's widen that out. You can see we got a green and a red right there. and you can see it's going into the buy today. It's above the 0 line. Now we're just waiting for the right there. You can see the fast is trying to get up to the 0 line, and I meant yesterday. Me and physics have been doing too much physics lately, but I meant to go back and look. When's the last time we saw? What is it in the Turkish lira? Where are we at in that thing? Let's see if we can find it on the screen here. Turkish lira. Where is it at? Right there at the bottom. Turkish lira now is 10 full weeks and a weekly sell. So there's 3 right there. There. That's why we put the pink little line in there to remind you. Then there's let's move that up again. There's a 0 line. So there is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks. We're going into the 11th week right there. So last time that happened could be 5 years ago, where we had the Turkish lira might have been trading at 6 or 7 or something like that. Now we can see it's trading at 36. Hence the name. We like to give it a cute little name the way Mr. Trump gives people cute little names. And we call it the Great Experiment. They must be doing experimentation because their currency has gone from 1 to 36. It's gone all the way up to as high as 40. But, obviously it's an experiment. It's like baking a cake with a little dirt, a little flour, maybe some a lot of sugar, like a half a liter of sugar. Yeah, they go out and they go, I'm going to bake a cake, and they grab a kilo of wheat, and then they go grab a kilo of dirt off the out, or some leaves and dirt and sticks outside, and then they put the two together, they grind it all up, and then they put like half a kilo of sugar in there. And they put it in an oven. They cook it at like 700 degrees for, 10 hours. And then when the smoke clears, you got yourself a Turkish cake. Yeah, that's what that looks like to me. That's why I call it the Great Experiment. and every week and month and year now, Turkey just goes out there and they say, let's not use so many sticks and leaves. Let's just use just dirt. And then they may cook it at 500 degrees for like 4 hours. And see how that comes out. And then they go and try, after a couple months later, they go and try another experiment. And they go, let's skip let's skip half the flour. Let's increase the leaves, and let's use 2 kilos of sugar and see if we can bake a Turkish cake. And they put it in the oven at say 450 degrees Celsius and let it cook for like 2 hours. And after the smoke clears, they try that, see what that tastes like. And every day they just, every month and every year they got a new recipe for the Turkish lira. And that's why it's at 36 instead of 1. That's why we call it the Great Experiment. I think that's funny. For the Turkish people, my heart is open to you. I feel sorry for you. Since your fearless leader, the former prime minister, now president, keeps on trying to bake a cake for you and make you eat it. And that's what you have left to do every day, is eat a little of it. And it doesn't taste as good as you would think it would for all the things they put in it, And that's why we call it the Great Experiment. Doc's being very figurative today. See, you should ask me some questions and calm me down and bring me back to earth. Sometimes I'm not even sure I'm on earth. When no one talks to me and they, you would think someone would say, God, Doc, I'd like to see this in your math. And then I would be excited. I'd be like, wow, I've never looked at that. That's kind of neat, But, it's all right. I just keep on going through the rhythm. And today I'm just in that mood where I just had to explain to those who want to know why I call it the Great Experiment. In my head, I see it that way. That's exactly the way I see it. It's that type of experiment. Yeah. Because I love chemistry and I love cooking. So, I can relate to it in a very human way. All right, from there we go to South Africa. Let's see what they're doing today. I mean, gold is really sideways. I mean, really. And look at how sideways the South African rand is. It kind of gives us a little tip of what's going on. It gives us insight. And before all the horrible should I say that so loud? After all the wonderful politics that they've been doing down in South Africa since Nelson Mandela, we've seen that currency go through a great experiment too. It's gone from 2 to basically 20. And now under Mr. Mandela, it wasn't that bad. It only went from 2 and tripled. It went to 6 over his 6-year term. But I'm sure it didn't taste as good as you would think it would. And then the next president, it went from 6 to 13 over a 6-year period. And obviously that didn't taste as good as it should. And then the next character came in and, another ANC president came in and replaced that second one to a third one. And it ran up to like the 17 or 18. It only went up like 5. Yeah, 5. And then from there it vacillated back and forth for a while. And here we are. You can see the South African rand trading in the 17s. So that ANC has that same lust and desire like the former prime minister and now president of Turkey. They have great expectations of experimentation. And the population has to eat it all the time. All right. So from there we go over to gold. Let's take a look at gold. You know what? Let's go this way first. Here is gold. There is gold. And you can see it's doing that same thing South African rand looks like. It's just gone sideways now. It's kind of stumbling and bumbling. It's in a daily buy. And a weekly sell from, where was it? Up in here. Up in the, I guess it's like the 27 area. It was interesting. It went into the daily sell here. Okay. And let's see our algorithm. Let's see, does it show? It goes back, let's see, 2, 4, 6. It goes back 6 weeks now. So let's go take a look at our algorithm on our new beta platform and see what it is up to. Gold. Geo. What is that? That's in March. Feeders. We'll find it. It's here somewhere. G something. G. There's Goldman Sachs. I should write gold in there. I did that for silver. There it is right there. And there is the gold. And you can see there on our beta, which we're really happy with. Our math, back 5 weeks ago went into the sell. And you can see up on the spreadsheet, right there, it's 3 weeks ago it went into the weekly sell. And it's 4 days in the daily buy. But over on the beta, it went into the weekly sell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks back in the election day. Basically, the week closing of the election, which was right there. So it went into the weekly sell on the beta there, was down for 4 full weeks. And now this week, it's trying to climb back into the buy. And so let's go back over to the old platform that we use still. And you can see, I can see, you can see, we all can see. We see that, let's put the white line or white dotted line in there for the 0 line right there, because it may not be so easy to see on the fuzzy platform at the moment. And you can see here it's, kind of more of, it's trying to lift up this week, and we're climbing into a weekly buy. So that's pretty cool. Maybe. Maybe. But what's really cool is how well our beta platform that we're offering people for free for a few weeks. Just give Robin a yell. And you see right there, you can see there's right there. That's the Chicago Quant right there. That's us. And you can see here, it's a good platform. It's much we made it simpler. It's our platform. We wrote the code, and we're real happy about it. So, all right. And then from there, let's go over to Silverado. Now, right here, right there, that's all-time highs. That's all-time highs. They were nervous as all get out about Mr. Obviously, gold traders, obviously had no idea if Mr. Trump could win or would win. But one thing was for sure is at the moment that he did win, we went into a daily sell, and we've gone into a weekly sell, and it was winner, winner, chicken dinner. From there, we will shoot over to Silverado. See, we're at a daily sell for this whole move down. Unfortunately, only the fast got underneath, as you can see right there. It got underneath right there and caught a lot more of it compared to the slow. It took another week, which was almost basically at the lows at that point, where that was the all-time highs. Now let's take a look at silver. And there is silver. And silver, joined in more a week earlier on our old platform here. And it caught the ride, and so forth and so on. And you can see, unfortunately, that is not the all-time high right there. All-time high is not 35, 36, but it's more like 56. So we're always a little disappointed that we're not seeing as much correlation with the gold-silver pairs trade. Oh my God! Look at Bezos's gray hair. He was at the Deal Book Summit yesterday. Oh wow. Wow. He's a stud though. I've seen him. He hangs out in New Jersey here a lot, and I see him around. People don't run up and yak the daylights out of him because he hangs out, that type of thing. But anyway, just saw the picture of him from yesterday's conference, the Book Deal Conference in New York, by the New York Times. All right, so there's silver. It's been in a daily buy for 5 days now. You can see the fast has jumped back up. I'm just trying to turn up. Let's take a look at the beta. This is going to be interesting. This is like an experiment. Let's check out the beta on that. Silverado. I think it's all the way down at the bottom. Silver, 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 silver. I know I wrote it in there, just so that we could see it a lot easier. Silver, silver, silver. There's sugar. There's orange juice. There's cocoa. There's coffee. There's Swiss currency. There's the Hang Seng right there. Just keep on looking. We're going to find it. See, these are the first ones we've ever put in there, and I didn't basically label them as easily as I should have. Now I label them correctly when I put them in. And let's see if we can find silver. It's in here somewhere. We have it here. I know we do. Because Robin uses it. Robin loves trading those silver coins. Is it up here somewhere? Let's see. Not that. What is that? No, that's a Swiss franc. There's crude oil. We'll find it. There's the Nifty 50 right underneath gold, and there is corn. There's Google. There's Meta. There's the VIX. We have a lot of fun on this platform. We really like it. There's red wheat right there. Maybe someone should tell the former prime minister, now president of Turkey, try red wheat with the dirt. Maybe that'll work. Maybe a little red wheat compared to white flour. I don't know. I mean, he's experimenting all the time, so why not? Try something different. There's the dollar index right there. There's that Spanish company right there. There is more. That's coffee. There's cotton. There's orange juice and cocoa. There is the Swiss currency. There is the yen. There is sugar. There's platinum. There is GBP. Hang Seng. Jakarta. There is Aramco. in Saudi Arabia. There's Bitcoin future. We have Bitcoin future, and we have, there it is. Yeah, see, I didn't read it. I should have read it. I can get rid of December now. That's deado. Wonder who the third one was with silver. We'll have to find out who the third one was. I won't delete it until I change that. So here's silver now. Let's see what silver looks like. And still nobody says hi to me. I'm all by myself. It's doing the same thing. It's trying to climb into the buy there. It's been in the sell for 5 weeks, and this is you can see it right there on the spreadsheet. 4 weeks, and it looks like it's going to end there because look at that. The slow is busted through the zero line. The fast is a little underneath it, but it doesn't matter. We only follow this. When you're trading hard delta, the spot, I guess you could say, we like the best of the best. And so, we follow the slow, not the fast. But it warns you. It does give you warnings, the slow. And at the same time, you can see we've been in the daily buy since right there. And you can see it's been going up. So this has been through and that's been through. So winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right. And from there, we'll go over to copper, which we always feel like we're looking at China when we look at copper. Now, we think there's another sugar high coming around the corner. We've seen the Singapore Straits Times. Yesterday we were pointing it out. We've seen Hang Seng out of Hong Kong. We've seen the Taipei Index out of Taiwan. We're seeing firm, strength. So we're thinking, the communists are going to do a little surprise thing and throw a few dollars into the game again. We always remind everybody that they need to do basically around 27 trillion won to stimulate their economy. So far, they've done 2.8 trillion. Yeah, we'll just round it out to 3. They've done 3 trillion so far, and not all of it at once. They did 1.4 trillion instantly. That exploded, the yuan and the stock market and so forth. Not the yuan. The yuan is fixed, so you can't do much with that. But the stock market went roaring up. Went up from like 2,700 all the way up to like 3,500. It was like an 800-point move, which is pretty big for a 2,700-point index. 2,700, and all of a sudden now it's trading at 3,500. That's a monster move. And then it kind of chilled out. We'll show you that too. There's no problem there because we're looking at copper just like when we look at the South African rand. We look at the metals in general. And so you can see here 3 days of strength, but not really going anywhere. And then, let's see what we're going to show you. Oh, yes, let's go show you right there. Let's show you the Shanghai right there. And there's the Shanghai. And you can see it's definitely firm. It's trying to climb into the weekly buy after 2 weeks in a sell. That's why you had all that red going on in there. And now you can see here, it's been in a daily buy for 7 days now, and you can see here, it's been in a daily buy for 7 days, and then the weekly is pushing into the buy this week, so it's telling you there's strength coming into that game, and that's the way it looks to me. And then you can see here, this is interesting. Like I said, the fast can tell you a story. When you're trading hard delta or spot, with not derivatives, option derivatives, binary derivatives, you got to be careful. And so you can see here, went into the buy, fell into the sell, went back into the buy last week for that move, and you got daily buys and a fast buy. If you're doing it with options and binaries, it's okay to be long it. But if you're just doing it naked, and the odds drop, So we try to say to you, wait for the green. And look at the green is joining in with the fast, getting up to the nonlinear manifold right there. And there might be some more buying. So we think the CCP is... Oh, there we go. There's Robin. Please review the Bitcoin ETF. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Something. I need something. I'll start doing quantum mechanics in front of you after a while. And I don't even like quantum mechanics. All right. Let's see. Let's go to... There's the Bitcoin future. Yeah, your friend that follows it, you should put him on the platform, Robin. And let's see. Where is it at? Let's see. here's the Bitcoin future, which only trades 5 days a week. Okay, which is cool. So it's it's the futures contract. We'll get there. I can feel it. It's near it. We probably passed by it because I did point it out before. Where is it at? I think we should take Intel off. Poor Intel. I'm surprised someone hasn't shot that chairman. It was sad yesterday. Some chairman of a major corporation was gunned down in New York City. What a screwy place. All right, I know we'll find it here. Let's give you. That's Brent. There it is. Here is the future is something like BT. That's the cash. Let's just show you the cash to start off with. Here's the cash. This is 7 days a week it trades. You can see there it's been in a weekly buy for weeks upon weeks upon weeks. Okay. The ETF is 7 weeks in a buy, and I think this thing is like 9 weeks in a buy, something like that. Now let's go and look at the actual product itself. I mean, it's going into buys. Every buy has been a wonderful win. And then you can see right here, right around the election situation, there was the election. There's the election thing. It jumped up, and then we had some little digestion again. Red dots, and we could go put the. Let's see if we can do it this way. Let's go like this. We'll just make it so. Go like this. Move this over. Then move this over, and we're just going to show you just November like that. Is that November right there? Okay, so we got to move that back a little bit. The bottom doesn't line up perfectly. And there's November 6th, the election, right? And then what we'll do is we'll show you the algorithm, how it acted the same way. Where's that? That is. We got to do a recycle. Here we go. Refresh it again. So we'll go like this. Move that over like so. I wonder if I can make it larger. Chart size, is that bigger? I think that's bigger. Yeah, that's bigger. We can move it over to large too. And go like this. You see the little red dots matching up with the little weakness there. But we're in a weekly buy, so you wouldn't take shorts, you'd only take longs. There is right there. Let's see, I think that goes, how does that go? Like this. I think to straighten that out a little bit more. Like that. So that lines up more to this, and you can see it went into the buy here with the greens right there. This is, you can see right here, there is the election right there. They say Bitcoin is up 47% since Mr. Trump won the election. And so there's all that strength. You can see this weakness here on the 12th. We can refresh this and find the 12th. Which one is the 12th arm? Let's find the 12th. Here is, that's the 20th. There is the 11th. Yeah, so there's the 12th right there. And so it broke down on the 14th. Right there. And went sideways. They couldn't get it to go down. But you wouldn't take the short anyway. All you do is use it as an opportunity to get long again. And sure enough, it takes off again right there again. So you can see how they line up together. And if you use the platform, you can manipulate it, move it around, clean it up, look whatever you want to look at. So that's the good thing right there. So there is Bitcoin Cash. Yeah, Cash. Now let's show you Bitcoin Future. Back to the future. Doc Brown here. Tom. There is the GBTC. That's the one you get there, Robin. Let's take a look at that. And then we'll go find the futures contract, And a lot of buying there, too. You see that right there. Let's give it a refresh again. In the weekly buy and all that. And there's the election right there. And it jumps up. This is the ETF. This is like trades like a stock itself. You can see the same game there. There you go. Yep, right there. There's the election right there. There's the 6th right after it. Right there. Zoom, zoom, zoom to the moon, baby. Now let's go find that futures contract. It's here. I know. I've seen it. We were looking at it a couple days ago. It's something like bit equals F or something like that. Let's see. We'll just go slow. There's BMY, Bristol Myers Squibb. There is the DAX. There is the CAC 40. They're doing pretty good there. BFX is, what is BFX? I think that's, I forget what that is. But we'll go back to it just to see what BFX is. I think it's BT equals F or BIT equals F. We will find it. It's here somewhere. That's the cash we showed you. Where is it hiding? There it is. BTC. I should have looked in there. How about that? We fixed that. Cool. There we go. And here is the Bitcoin future. Doing that same thing on the election day right there. Zoom. There's the 6th. Zoom to the moon, Alice. In the weekly buys. And every weakness here gave you a chance to get long. Or you would be wrong. Wrong. Yep. There's the BTF Bitcoin ETF. And there is the Bitcoin future. And there is the Bitcoin Cash, which trades 7 days a week. Cool, huh? Very, very cool. Thank you for asking, Robin. I need somebody, or I'm going to start doing topological mathematics on you. I'll just drive and making jokes at the same time. The mathematician that can make jokes. All right. From there, where were we? Oh, we didn't look at platinum. Let's check out platinum and see what platinum is up to today. And that'll finish off our metals complex. And then we can go look at energies. And there's platinum. It's hanging in there on a daily buy, but it is having hard times getting into the weekly buy. Went into that weekly sell right up in here. Now let's go take a look at it on the beta. Beta, beta, beta. Beta, beta. Chicago Quant. See that? Chicago Quant charts. Cool, huh? With our little symbol on it. Now we did see PL. Where is it at? I bet I have it written in there. I bet it's in the right. We'll find it. Plat. There it is right there. Plat. There we go. And there's platinum. And you can see it's been in a weekly sell all the way back in here too. Right after the election. Bingo, bango, bongo. Yeah. Oh, actually, let's see. It went into the weekly sell right in this week right here. Went into the daily sell. It gave us a good lead. Went into the daily sell. There's October 30th. Let's see if we can find October 30th. Probably was in a daily sell. We'll find out in a few seconds. Right. There's October 30th. So you can see it was a minus there and a minus there. So you're short. You know not to be long, that's for sure, after all the winter chicken dinners, because it wasn't a weekly buy for this move up in here. So it gave you that warning on the platinum, like, watch out. Something's happening. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Indeed. It's like the night bus in Harry Potter. It's going to be a bumpy ride. And that is that when it comes to the metals. I hope we satisfied everybody. Let's jump over to energies, and we'll go find that BZ. Nope, not there. Let's go BZ. BZ. There's the gold. Got to get gold written in there. BZ. BZ right there. There's Brent for Europa. You see, they're putting pressure on it. They did yesterday at the end of the day, which was interesting. And then today it looks, but it's flirting with the weekly buy again. See that there? And they sold it down a little bit more this morning, and then boom, right back up again. And then you can see here, it's still in a daily buy with the the daily, and it's trying to climb into the weekly buy. So it's very hard to be short right now. Just came from a short in here for that whole week, and you caught that action. And then let's just show you the algorithm for the daily. Jumped into the buy on Friday. So for 3 days it was in a sell, and there was winner, chicken dinner. So it was in a sell for all this. So it was going, let's just make it bigger so you can see it better. So it was in the sell here. You can see it was down, 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 and it would close up and down. So, it gave you chances to make money. And then it jumped into the buy somewhere around in here and gave you that warning, Will Robinson warning. And so you can see right there, for the last 5 days, it's been telling you it's brewing something. And sure enough, after 2 days, it jumped up. It jumped up. And it's been in that weekly over the zero line all week long. You can see it's just been ripping up. What's interesting is that we look at kerosene / diesel / heating oil in the United States, and it was trying to get into the weekly buy on Monday and failed, and rolled right over. Let me show you that. And let me show you also West Texas Intermediate. I'll show you American crude oil too before I show you the heating oil or the diesel or the kerosene. It's doing that same gig thing, and you can see 3 days of buying going on, and it's trying to bounce up too. Look at it. Goes into a sell, goes back into a buy, goes into a sell, goes into a buy. That's why you coordinate the two, this, and the dots. That's why you do that, so you don't get trapped in stuff. It's very rare to get trapped in something. And so what I mean by rare, only 1 out of 10 times can you get trapped in something. And the math will adjust it out, follow it, and then you have 9 chances to win. So that's not too bad. From there, let's look at the heating oil. Right there, there's January heating oil or / kerosene. And there it is right there. If it gives you a bad signal, just give it a refresh. You can see here, it was interesting. On Monday, we were showing, it was trying to break into the buy, but it came in a weekly sell. And it didn't last long. And it's been in a daily sell now for, what is that, since the 25th? Yeah, since the 25th, it went into the daily sell. So this is a big chicken in the oven being cooked at 275 for 60 minutes or something like that. It's got garlic on it and butter. Oh, that's what you call winner chicken dinner. Yum, yum. Tried to get into a buy there, but we were in a minus here. So, again, the math protects you. You. All right. From there, we'll go over and take a look at nat gas. And Mr. Trump's going to be freeing the world markets of nat gas. You're going to be paying like we do, dirt cheap. The way Turkey makes cakes with dirt. Cheap. And you can see here, it's trying to lift up a little bit today. It's still in the sell for 3 days. And it's jumping back into the weekly sell. Even the fast was down there last week, and now the daily's in there. I'm sorry, the slow is in there at the same time. We're seeing that pressure, and it's trading in the United States at what is that? What price tag is that? Let's just make this bigger so you can see actually the price itself per cubic whatever, and the price is $3.10. $3.10. We've heard stories where it was trading in Europe as high as $31 last year, or 2 years ago at this point. $31. Can you imagine? 10 times it was trading. They couldn't move enough ships. So what did Mr. Biden have to do? Jojo the monkey He passed an executive order. You can't sell it to Europe. Yeah, let me repeat that. So when natural gas was selling for $28, $27 a cubic, and in the United States it was trading at $3 a cubic, they were sending ship after ship. But I guess somebody wouldn't give him his, as we like to call him, the Emperor of Ukraine. They would not. The Emperor of Ukraine, Mr. Biden, wasn't willing to play nice anymore, and he passed an executive order that you couldn't sell natural gas. I'll say this again louder. You cannot, Americans, sell natural gas to Europe. Yes. I don't know. Anybody over there that thinks Jojo the monkey is good? Forget it. I don't know why they made him the Emperor of Ukraine to begin with in 2014, but he became the Emperor of Ukraine. All right, traders, we're out of here. This is too much fun in one day. So now we just have to come up with a title. So, happy trails to you until we meet again, if you really want to put up with me. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Trading friends. All right, everybody have a safe and smart trading day. And just remember, traders, there are no dumb or stupid questions when it's dealing with money and markets and algorithms. There are only a short answer or a long answer. That's it. Ta-ta for now, traders.